So both the Tantra course and Yoga course that we teach in Mahasiddha Yoga and that are taught all over the Atman Federation, they give the possibility to walk a spiritual life while living in the world. And it's meant for people, few people, who are actually interested to walk a spiritual path and live life, have a job or a family, relationships, all of that. What the Course aims to supply, first of all, is to give you a weekly or sometimes a bi-weekly or sometimes twice a week, 3 times a week, to make you inspired, to awaken this longing in the heart, to awaken spiritual aspiration. And for that, there is every week by week, month by month, year by year, the course goes on for more than 10 years, the Tantra, and for 30 years, the Yoga. It's not supposed to end one day, but every week you get a new technique, a new aspect of the spiritual teachings, so you are constantly inspired. You constantly see a new aspect of reality. By now, I'm in year 14 of the course, and when I get my weekly course with my teacher, I feel amazing. What a great revelation. And then when I go to my meditation, I go to my yoga mat, I feel inspired. My heart's on fire. Now, this state of spiritual aspiration, of longing, which is the essence of the spiritual path. If you practice in a dry way, you can practice for 1,000 years. But if you practice with a burning heart, the path becomes accessible, that you can walk the path in good speed. Those inspirations that we received in the course, they are following one line. They are not just random inspirations from random things, because like that you can also just go to a spiritual library and read stuff. Those inspirations, they are built one on the other, in order to take you to a higher and higher spiritual level in a responsible way. And then once you get through constant practice, and people in the course that stay longer, they acquire a daily practice that can grow from 1 hour to even a few hours to many hours every day. They can take periods of retreat in which they can deepen their spiritual practice. And in the course of that, you will start to have some extraordinary experiences, some extraordinary states of consciousness that appear if you do the same meditation for 3 months, for 6 months, combined with some breathing exercises and whatever, some yoga asanas. You will start to enter new states of consciousness, which is where people normally on the path, they get scared, they get confused, they get proud, they become teachers way before they are ready to become teachers. There's all sorts of things that happen when these high states of consciousness are not properly digested. What's happening in the course is that A, you get explanations from the course material, and B, you always have a teacher. So everybody in the course has a teacher, and all teachers have a teacher. So once you have some high state of consciousness, you can speak to a teacher, which will help you to put that in place. And even to repeat that high state of consciousness, even to repeat it daily, so that your entire life will start from a high level of consciousness and from there to rise higher. And in this way, it facilitates. And 10,000 people that are walking on this path all over the world, they are living a regular life, apparently, and just having their work, having their families and so forth, but a few hours a day, they really go high spiritually. And then they live life from a place of much more love, of inner peace, of centeredness, of meaning, of care. All the stuff that matter, they stand out, they are amplified. You get a kind of enthusiasm once the level of consciousness rises. And it all starts with this consistent weekly course, which is like a spine. You have a spiritual spine. You know, every week on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, I get my spiritual impulse and I rise to a new level every week, and on the same path, creating a line of growth, actually a vertical line of growth, if I want to follow that movement correctly.
I would tell to someone who's considering to either visit the ongoing yoga courses or Tantra courses that we offer here in Thailand, but also in schools all over the world, is to first of all look at it as a spiritual course. Maybe sometimes we can have this fantasy of getting some sort of buzz once per week, which certainly in some moments it will be the case, but much more importantly, you receive an impulse of consciousness. You receive an impact onto your being that then can multiply within you. And that impact, it could look very different every day, every time you come. Maybe sometimes you get inspired by an interaction within the community, having a deep talk to a friend, maybe after the course. Sometimes it is exactly the technique that you needed to receive that will be taught within that moment or within that session. You always have a good amount of yoga practice for each of these weekly moments of meeting, and then also a lecture or an exercise or a method that is additionally taught in order to inspire some spiritual awakening inside of you, again, in order to know yourself more. Within the first year of the Tantra course, we go, for example, through the 7 chakras, starting from the root chakra and gradually moving with a 5-week rhythm all the way up to the crown. And this journey, somehow, it's apart from the fact that you practice yoga every week and you get a nice lecture, it is also just a very intimate way of getting to know yourself, moving through your levels of consciousness in that way, and also understanding what is possible to experience within your own being. In the scope of the yoga course, you will in time explore many ways of reaching into what we call a state of yoga, a state of union, a state of unifying the aspects of your own being, but also unifying yourself with the world. May that be at first through hatha yoga, bodily postures, breathing. May that be through a deeper understanding of your inner values, for example, through the moral viewpoints of the Yoga Sutras. Or may that be through meditation, may that be through mantra practice, mandala practice, may that be through Tantric Buddhism, or may that be through what we call Laya Yoga, where we identify ourselves with the subtle sound. So somehow the yoga course is this very colorful journey through a variety of paths, and then revealing to your being the methodology that might be most fit for your soul to develop itself spiritually. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.